Nice. What do you call that stuff? Impact webbing. Why didn't I think of that?
Just like the impact webbing, these suit powers are guaranteed to get the job done. Anyways, welcome back, true believers and all you spectacular Spidey fans, to another really interesting Spider-Man PS4 related video, once again discussing about the suit powers within the game. So in case you missed it, in the last video we talked about the top 5 worst suit powers within Marvel's Spider-Man, and now this is talking about the top 5 best suit powers within Spider-Man PS4. And once again, this does not include the suits themselves and how they look, but rather just the power that each suit is equipped with and how useful it is during combat scenarios when fighting enemies. So, right off the bat, starting the list with the suit power that actually comes tailored with my least favorite suit in the game is with the undie suit of its power of the Equalizer. Now, the reason why this suit power is really great is because it is high risk and high reward, meaning that every enemy can go down in one hit, including yourself. And it's actually really useful if you are surrounded by a bunch of guys and you want to take them out instantly, but you also have to make sure that you're really skilled and will not get hit by anybody by dodging very quickly, so that way you will not die in one hit. Even if you get shot once, you die instantly. And the great thing about this power is you can use it really quickly and it will go really quickly. So you have to make sure that you take out enemies in a really fast-paced way. It will take a long time to recharge, but you will have it in a very short amount of time to take out a bunch of enemies, take them out with style, speed, and fruition, and make sure that they're all knocked out in one punch, and make sure that you don't go down as well. It's very high risk, high reward, and I really love the challenge that this power actually provides the player when taking on a bunch of enemies. So that was number 5 on the list for the Equalizer, and moving on to number 4 on the list has to go to the vintage comic book suit's power of quips, which is just flat out hilarious. While this power may be a lot weaker than the other ones, the reason why it's on this list is because of how much detail Insomniac and Marvel put into this power by having Yuri Lowenthal record extra lines of dialogue as Spider-Man when fighting enemies, swinging around the city, doing certain missions, and all that type of stuff. You'll actually receive extra dialogue from Yuri Lowenthal in whichever situation you're using this power in. It could be during a fight or not during a fight, and even if you use this power, he will say a brand new line of comedic dialogue, which is just flat out hilarious. And I love it even more because of how fast it recharges, so you can constantly spam quips out as Spider-Man to your enemies, insult them every time, and just get a good chuckle after every quip that Spider-Man delivers in a really funny way.
How come I never fight guys with arachnophobia? Mind if I workshop some new quips during this fight? Hey, do I come to your work and try to beat you up? Oh, wait, I kinda did! I'm the best there is at what I do. What I do is quip. Hi guys, I'm looking for a group of recidivist morons dressed in fluorescent orange. Seen anyone like that? Guys, can we put aside our old grudges? I want to make room for brand new ones. If you surrender, I'll give you cupcakes. Hey, it's worked before.
So that was number 4 on the list with the Quip suit power, and moving on to number 3 might be a bit of a shock since it's actually in the thumbnail, is the Iron Spider arms from the Avengers Infinity War Iron Spider suit. Now, even though this particular suit power is on number 3 of this list, it still is one of hands down the best suit powers in the entire game, not only just because of how powerful it is when you're fighting enemies, but because how much detail Insomniac put into this one particular suit power for the Iron Spider suit, making the ensemble fully complete for that costume with the totally metallic armor that Spider-Man is wearing, while also having the addition of the Iron Spider arms coming out of his back and fighting enemies with, and it just looks fantastic. Even when swinging around the city or fighting enemies, that suit power alone just looks fantastic. Adding it on to other suits with this power looks a bit strange, but it looks phenomenal when wearing it on the Iron Spider suit. And also, when attacking enemies, you will spin around, do some awesome combos with those arms, and do a final attack with a giant Iron Spider arm slam, just totally decimating everyone and anyone that's in your way, while also looking just how cinematic Spider-Man did in the movie, just right onto the game, which is just one of my favorite parts about this suit power, to make it look even more cinematic than the movie could ever look like, because of how they added so much depth and detail within that suit alone, and the power that it comes with. So that is easily what makes the Iron Spider arms number 3. The one thing is, I wish that there were more animations with the arms. I do love how they look when fighting, and I wish that they were activated a bit longer, but still, they just look flat out incredible when you do use them to take out all the enemies in a giant crowd. So that was number 3 for the list with the Iron Spider arms. Moving on to number 2 actually goes to the anti-Ox suit's power of resupply. Now, a funny story about this particular suit power is that I wasn't necessarily a big fan of it when I discovered what it was, but when I used the suit mod of Scavenger, where you can get a gadget back after performing a finisher and then immediately immediately activating the suit power afterwards, you become the most OP Spider-Man that you could ever be because of how you can just seemingly spam every gadget in your arsenal after activating the suit power and still have them fully loaded after using them with the concussive blast, the suspension matrix, the web bombs, the impact webbing, the spider drones, all that. You can send an entire army of spider drones out with this suit power, and it's flat out super OP to take out tons of enemies with all at once. And even during the nighttime when using this suit and suit power both at the same time, you feel like an absolute boss, and you can take out everybody in the span of about 10 to 20 seconds, if not less than that, using which gadget is your favorite. And depending on how you use each gadget with this suit power, you become basically unstoppable. So that is why the anti-ox suit power is number 2 on this list with resupply. And for the very best suit power within Spider-Man PS4, I think you guys already know where I'm going to go, is the Web Blossom from the classic suit. Now, even though this is from the classic suit, I love using it in the advanced suit, just like we saw in the E3 2018 RAF demo, which looked awesome. And yes, this is hands down the most OP suit power in the entire game and is easily the best suit power out of all the other ones. There is a debate saying that Spider-Bro from the Stark suit is the most OP power, and I understand that because it's a really OP spider drone that can shoot lasers and electricity bolts out of everybody and then just make them go crazy, and you can take them out instantly after it attacks them with your focus bar building up at the same time, which is great. But the great thing about Web Blossom is that it does the exact same thing, where you activate the suit power, you spam a whole barrage of webbing out of everybody, you look super stylish when pulling this move off, it looks super Spider-Man-like, where you're just spinning around a huge tornado of webs going everywhere and taking out everybody in your path, and they also automatically stick to walls or lampposts or whatever object they're nearby if you're in a close quarter area or even out in the city streets of New York. Using this power, everyone will be wrapped up in webs, or if you're even on a rooftop, they will either fly off the building or go close to the edge of the building, which then you can throw them off the building since they are wrapped up in webs, all while building up your focus bar, which you can then pull off massive finishers, all while using the suit power at the same time. It looks great, it feels great, the payoff is fantastic, and after you use this power, you always want to keep using it more and more and more, and that's why this suit power is number 1 on this list and is easily the best suit power within Spider-Man PS4. But anyways, guys, that was my list for the top 5 best suit powers within Marvel's Spider-Man. Please let me know all your thoughts in the comments section down below, and what did you think of my list? Was there any power that I may have missed that you think should be on this list? Did you not agree with my list, or do you agree with everything that I put in on my particular choices for the best suit powers within the game? I know a lot of people love Spider-Bro, I do too. I just find it's really OP, just like Resupply is, but I still love using it just as much as Web Blossom. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. Stay spectacular, Spidey fans. Peace out.
How can I help?
You keep your head down and stay out of trouble.
That I can do.